Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. Might be a busy day. There seems to be a whole lot that came out yesterday evening and overnight. We'll see. I keep digging through some of this stuff, but I want to talk about I want to talk about something real quick. A lot of you guys are really good about sending me information that you find that I haven't particularly seen and ask me to look into it. Some of it I completely ignore. I mean, especially when you send me videos without timestamps. I've said this many times. Send me a video and there's no timestamp on it. I don't even watch it. Okay. Tell me what part I need to see. Go look at 18 minutes and 32 seconds and I'll look. Okay. Just giving me a link to a video. Sorry, don't have time. But when you send me an article, I will open that up for sure and at least read the headline. If the headline looks interesting, I'll read the article. And again, it's not that I don't want to pay attention to what's going on. There's only so many hours in a day, and I don't spend all day sitting in front of the computer. So, because I got things I got to do too, prep. But I do get good information or good intel from you guys that I want to expound upon. And Susan sent me one yesterday, something I'd never even heard of. So I took a dig into this one. Now, all the time, myself, everybody else tells everybody, move out to the country if you can, do whatever would be. Some people have, some people haven't, some people can, some people can't. I get that. All right. Here's something I didn't know. Okay. Now, we all know about the Fourth Amendment, all right, and illegal search and seizure, basically, to put it in a nutshell. All right. The way the Fourth Amendment reads is illegal search and seizure of your person, your house, your papers, and your effects. Okay. Typical government, and this isn't new. Okay, this has been going on since I believe it was 1924 when the first case hit, and I never knew about it. It's funny because in the information that Susan sent me, plus what I looked up, this isn't even something that's taught in law school. All right. There's a doctrine called open fields. And basically, what it says is the area around your house, your immediate yard, is protected from illegal search and seizures. Your farmland, your hunting land, your recreational land, whatever, is not protected. The federal government can go on that land at any time they want without a warrant and do whatever the hell they want. Now, this is where it gets interesting. How do you define what your land is? Okay. It's not by acreage or anything like that. I mean, my 3 acres is not considered a farm. It's not considered a recreational or anything like that. It's considered my yard. All right. But I remember living up in Indiana, and somebody had told me that I could, when I had my house and we had a third of an acre up there, I was living in the suburbs, outside of town. And somebody said you can go to the city and declare declare the homestead exemption, and it'll significantly reduce your property taxes. Okay, so I went to the city property assessor. I said I'd like to claim the homestead exemption. They're like, sure, fill this out, yada yada yada, and my property taxes went down. Cool. I didn't read the fine print. I didn't worry about it. My taxes went down. That's all I cared about. Now, I can't say that this is what happened, but did I just sign over the fact that the feds were allowed to come on my property anytime they want? They are not bound by a no trespassing sign. They are not bound by you standing at the gate telling them, no, you can't come in. They're not bound by you pointing a gun at them and telling them they can't come in. They have, under the Open Fields Doctrine, every right in the law to walk onto your property. Now, you can take both sides of this. Do they want to come and make sure, they're not just going out, hey, I've got nothing to do. Let me go walk through some cornfields today. Chances are they're trying to make good use of their time too. So they don't have to have a warrant or anything like that, but they're going to have some sort of reason why they want to come on, right? They're not just going, hey, let's go see how this guy's corn's doing today. So, who knows? Maybe they think you've got a poppy field out in the middle of your cornfield. Or maybe they think you're got moonshine stills up there or something like that in states where it's illegal. There is that argument, and I'll give you that. Okay. But where is the line drawn? Especially with what we're going into. Because if your property is self-designated as a farm, and I'm saying legally or not, okay, let's say, you're 3 acres and I put a sign out front that says Pinball Farm or something like that. Could they use that in court? Well, your house isn't, it's technically your yard, but you are advertising that it's a farm, so therefore we could come on. Okay, they could use something like that against you. It gets very sticky because let's say we get into this SHTF scenario where there is no food. And a lot of you guys have asked over the last couple of years about, the Emergency Powers Act, where the government can come and seize your food. And I've said many times, there has to be a reason. It has to be in a time of war or something like this. That's what the Emergency Powers Act says. However, if you combine the Emergency Powers Act and the Open Fields Doctrine, technically, no. The government could come onto your cornfield anytime they want and go, we need some corn for the homeless shelter. We're a sanctuary city. Okay. We've got a whole bunch of illegals coming in and we need corn. Got to make some tortillas or whatever it would be. They can feasibly walk onto your property and take whatever they want. Is it theft? Yes. Do they have a right to do it? Maybe. Will they do it? Certainly. And by the time you get through court, it's not like you're going to get your corn back, okay? So this is something to take a look at. I mean, it was funny, this article, and I'll link it below, quotes a case that was actually in Tennessee, in Northwest Tennessee, where a couple of guys who had farmland and hunting property found that the government had put trail cams out on their property without telling them and without a warrant. Okay. I think of some of the properties around me. There's plenty that would be considered yard. And then there's plenty that could be considered recreational area. I mean, say you own 30 acres. The immediate 2 around your house is got your house, your driveway, your garden, whatever it would be. And then there's a whole bunch of wooded area behind you. Is the wooded area considered your yard? Is it considered recreational property? Maybe. Is it considered hunting ground? Who makes the decision what it's considered? This is the thing. There are, and I didn't know this, and thank you for Susan for alerting me so I can alert you guys. There are laws on the books that basically say we can be watched, we can be searched, we can be seized, and the Constitution doesn't apply. Think about that. We've talked about the battle on the First Amendment. We've talked about the battle on the Second Amendment. Okay? We've talked about the battle on the Fourth before. Here's another one. Be very, very cognizant about how you define your property. You see the ads on Zillow all the time. Recreational land or, you know, whatever would be farmland or farm or whatever it would be. Depends. Is the tax break that you get worth the privacy you give up? Especially with a bug out location. So you have a couple acres out in the woods somewhere. It's your bug out location. It's got to be classified somewhere. Obviously, it's not a house. Okay, it's bug out location. It's probably classified as recreational property, which means the feds can legally come on that property anytime they want and search anything they want, your stash, your supplies. What else do you have out there? If you get my drift, okay? Just something that you guys need to be aware of when you're looking at property, or if you own property, how it's classified. You might want to double check just to protect yourself. Have a good one. Pinball out.